How do we tell our story through photos? Today, we're going to be looking at PhotoVoice. Voice is an acronym for visualizing our identities and cultures for empowerment. Curriculum is developed over at UCI, a team of educators. If you click on this link here, you'll be able to access the resources that I'm sharing with you. First, I want to talk about what is PhotoVoice. It's photographic storytelling. As you know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And oftentimes pictures with a story can bring about change. And it's so accessible for anyone now that we have cameras and phones. We are able to take pictures anywhere, and those pictures can tell a story, and it's accessible not only for adults, but also for our students. So since they're using social media, since students are using technology, let's support them in using that for social good. So what is civic engagement? Once again, civic engagement is actively working to make a difference in the civic life, one's daily life as a member of the community. PhotoVoice makes it very accessible, even for, I think, elementary school students to think about using their voice and creating their voice and using photos to talk about the things that they care about. So once again, it might begin with thinking about the kind of topics that our class is interested in documenting. It could be issues of mental health, family, community building, health inequity, racism, poverty, COVID-19, whatever it is that the students are interested in creating. Now, here's some examples. Once again, all this material is found in the curriculum. I'm just looking at the curriculum itself. This one's from Sonia Manju, and it's titled Healthcare Access to Health Services. This is her photograph right over here. This photograph is important to me because my mother is an essential worker, and her courage to work every day in the midst of a pandemic is truly inspiring. The photograph depicts some of the essential tools my mother needs as someone who is not only an essential worker, but also an asthmatic individual, including an N95 mask that she must wear at work and if she goes out in public, as well as a breathing treatment system. In my household, it's become the new norm to wear these protective masks upon leaving the house in order to become more mindful of my mother's respiratory circumstances and keep one another safe. My intention with this photograph is to highlight the various added protections that someone with pre-existing conditions must take in order to stay alive. Wow. Here's another one. This one's by Hong Nguyen, and she states, "This photograph is important because it captures the first time I practiced my right to vote. As a member of the Asian American community, it is my right as well as obligation to speak up, to contribute to the shape of the USA. My vote represents a voice in the Asian community in Orange County. Although the pandemic may have affected the process, I still realized the importance of voting and participated in the election in a safe manner." So in taking these photos, we just remind students, and this is once again all in the curriculum, that we want to do it ethically. So there are 5 basic principles to take photographs. And the first is do no harm. Make things better, respect others, be fair, be loving. And as we look at these photos, there's a process to analyze the photographs, whether it's another individual analyzing the photograph or even the person who took the photograph themselves. And here's another acronym that can help with this photographic analysis. S stands for what do you see? H, what is really happening? O, our lives. How does this relate to our lives? W, why does this happen? E, how can this educate others? D, what can we do about this? In the curriculum, they also have some sentence starters, and maybe this is going to be their first draft where they talk about what they see, what they think is happening, or if it's not their photo and they're looking at someone else's photo and all there is the photo and they're doing some photo analysis of these sentence stars can help them have a discussion around what it is that they're seeing. Now, here's my own personal example. So I took a photo as well, and I can share this with the class and give them a chance to analyze what's happening in this photo. And maybe I will explain, or maybe I won't explain, but this is an opportunity for them to communicate in dialogue. But I do actually have my own as well, which is this. What I see is, and this is my own narrative, I wrote this, a picture of my mother and two of my daughters in front of the Bell of Friendship in San Pedro, California. What is happening is we are visiting the Bell of Friendship, a gift given by the Republic of Korea to the United States in 1976 on the bicentennial of U.S. independence as a gesture of friendship between the United States and the Republic of Korea. Moving on to the O of showed, right? This relates to my life because I'm reminded how little I've learned about my Korean American story, and that has made it harder for me to know my own story of generational resilience. I just learned about this place in a workshop I attended in the summer of 2021. W. This happened because I came here wanting to thank my mother for her migration story to the United States and her resilience in coming to the new country and her courage to make a home. E. This can educate others by understanding that many people have a migration story and to see it as a story of resilience. D. What can we do about this? Is give others the opportunity to discover and share their migration and generational story with empathy and respect. So once again, this is a very low affect, easy way for students to be able to tell their story and to talk about issues that they're passionate about. I know in our classrooms we have many EL learners, students with needs, but having a picture and sharing their story, that's a good place to begin.